Hey folks, do you want to know where Delta 8 is legal and illegal? Stick around, man. I'll talk to you guys about that. My name's Eric. I am the Whatever Guy, and I shoot videos 5 or 6 days a week, basically keeping you guys updated on the world of Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp, cannabis, and just what's going on around. And really what I should say is that myself and Justin Time, the alchemist, shoot videos on this channel 5 or 6 days a week, basically keeping you guys updated on the world of Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp, cannabis, and just what's going on around. And having said that, man, today bullshitting around. As you can see, man, it's early on a Tuesday morning. I usually shoot these videos later in the afternoon when I get back home from whatever work that I need to do. Headed over to Fort Walton, man, got over there, and just a mix-up in logistics and just a really crappy situation going on over there. And so I get all the way over there, obviously wasting my gas, and just wasn't really anything going on. And then on the way back, I was having a conversation with one of our customers, our longtime viewers. For those of you that aren't aware, I used to have a channel called The Whatever Guy. It had a good amount of subscribers on it, and I built up quite a few relationships on that channel. But having said that, I was having a conversation with one of those guys on the way back, and he was telling me that the landscape of these states is changing, and he wanted to know was his state legal to buy Delta 8 in. And for those of you that aren't aware, I've said many times on this channel, one of the advantages of Delta 8 is the fact that it is readily available when you're in a state where Delta 9, the weed that we've been smoking our whole life, is not available. But having said that, as these states start to legalize some form of marijuana, it seems that these states start to fall and they start to regulate Delta 8. Because let's face it, guys, let's be honest. If I spent millions of dollars, to take out these representatives and bribe them or whatever, all this money, and not to mention the exorbitant costs that it takes to get these fees. In most of these states, they pretty much restricted it to a point where if you don't have $1 million, you can't get a fucking license. But the fact of the matter is, if you spent that $1 million on that license, you're not going to want someone like me going down to a gas station or a vape shop and being able to get an alternative form of relief that competes with their product when they've had to spend that much time and effort and money that they've spent involved in getting that license. And so as we move forward, you're going to find out that states like Colorado, a legal state, obviously has restricted Delta 8. Same thing with California and a couple of other these states, and we'll talk about. Basically, there's 21 states that have regulated, restricted, or banned Delta 8, and those states are Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Idaho, Iowa, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, New York, Nevada, North Dakota, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Dakota, South Carolina, Utah, and Vermont. And you will notice, guys, that in that group of states that I just stated, places like California, Colorado, Michigan, New York, Nevada, South Dakota, those places that have legalized marijuana on a grand scale for either recreational or medical, those states have moved towards restricting or banning Delta 8, and it just seems so that basically what you're looking at now is out of the 50 states, guys, even though Delta 8 has been made federally legal by the 2018 Farm Bill, these states have taken it upon themselves to either regulate or ban Delta 8 in some way. So again, I'll read the list for you one more time. It's Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Idaho, Iowa, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, New York, Nevada, North Dakota, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Dakota, South Carolina, Utah, and Vermont. If you guys are in those states right there, chances are you have an easier time of getting your hands on some sort of marijuana than you would a Delta 8 product or something of that effect. Now, I will say that as it stands right now, that my understanding is that hemp-derived Delta 9 is being sold in all those states. So there are alternative minor cannabinoids that you can get your hands on, but obviously Delta 8 THC is obviously has a lot of eyes on it, guys, and so that's the as far as minor cannabinoids go, Delta 8 is probably the one that they're going to shoot at the most. It just seems that it's the most available in the market right now. And it sees Delta 8 is available in 29 states plus 1 district. I also know that in some of these states, they are looking towards regulation of some sort down the road. And if you guys obviously comment down in the comment section, if you have a question about one of your states, if you're looking forward for prohibition or anything like that, or banning, hit me down in the bottom, because I've actually got probably a paragraph worth of knowledge on each state, where they're heading and where they're going. And obviously it's just a little bit too much for me to pass out on this channel right here. But we do have some education as far as each state goes over here at Whatever Time Inc. And you guys can hit us in the comments and we will get you that information. But those states are Alabama, and obviously Alabama is one of those states, guys, that I know for a fact, me being from Alabama, that they are looking towards some sort of regulation or banning of Delta-8 in the future. That would be, so if you're in Alabama, keep that in mind. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, where I'm at right now, Georgia, which Georgia has some issues, guys. You can't get Delta-8 edibles over there. We've talked about Georgia a few times. You guys know that I went over to Albany, Georgia, probably about a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, and met with Jeremy Dollar over at Good Life. And he was in Albany, Georgia, had 3 locations there, and basically about $1 million worth of sales a year. And basically he got shut down. They're just not allowing any Delta-8 edibles in the state of Georgia right now. So it goes back to, again, my Paul DeMarco rant from not long ago. Again, I'll start over. Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri. Oh, well, you know this. Okay, so I'm not sure about the Mississippi, guys. I'm gonna back up and stop on this one here. Mississippi's tentative. I don't think you can get Delta-8 in Mississippi. So I think this list right here, even though I'm calling it an updated list, I need to go back and double check on Mississippi. That would be the one out of these ones that I've read so far. And then you got Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington, D.C., West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. All those states are, you can find some form of Delta-8 in, with the exception of Mississippi. I'm 100% positive that you cannot buy Delta-8 products in Mississippi, because I mean, obviously, you know, my house in Alabama is right on the Mississippi state line, or pretty close to it, and I've made that jump over Mississippi many times. So that would be the one that would need to be taken off this list right here for sure. And I believe everything else is pretty close to being right, with the exception of maybe Pennsylvania. And I'll have to double check on those. But that's 31 states, guys, basically 30 states that Delta-8's legal in. If you were in one of those states and you're looking for some sort of anxiety or paranoid relief, do yourself a favor, man. Run over to Whatever Time Inc. Use my code whatever. Grab yourself a bottle of the Whatever Guy's Shot Up juice and find out that obviously the knowledge that me and Justin poured into these products obviously will help you with alleviate some of the issues that you have going down the road. All right, folks, so Whatever Guy signing off over here at Delta Dudes and Whatever Time Inc. I hope everyone's having a great week. I hope you guys appreciate the content that we have produced today. And like I said, if you have any questions about your state, if you want to know if they are looking towards some sort of regulation, obviously there's not enough time on a video for me to go through every state, but I do have knowledge on every state that I can pass over to you. So just hit me up and I will pass that knowledge on to you guys if you're worried about what's going on in your state. All right, folks, Whatever Guy signing off, because it's Whatever Me, and I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow, man. Love you. See ya.